Now that we hit a dead space real quick, we've been doing it for a while. We haven't timed it. Do you want to check to see if the cameras are all right?
Yeah, they're facing us. We're good.
All right. I can't see the battery life. That's the thing.
Yeah,
You
we're
could just ask him.
We're good.
Yo, cameras, are you still working?
No,
Are
like
you
just
working
the
still?
battery life.
You got like 2 bars. It's like one bar
that's cool.
and then a corner.
That's cool.
I just want to cut it off at a clean spot so you just edit this
Oh,
right.
how you looking? Okay, it's 1 bar. Hi, fuckers. Hi, I'm here. Nobody ever does this. Nobody ever talks directly into the camera. You fucking assholes. Yeah, I'm here, bitch. I'm here.
That might have to be a blooper.
I hope you know that's going on.
I'll talk in both of them. Nobody ever does this. I'm in both cameras, you fucks.
Welcome everybody to this installment of LI on the Rise. We're doing things a little bit different here today. We're going to be discussing some local hip hop with our boy Brandon Rocks. Brandon, how we doing, man?
We're doing excellent.
Welcome.
Thanks
for coming out, man.
Thank you for having me.
Christian, how are you doing?
I'm doing great, man. Ready
Introduce
for
yourself to the fucking people.
Yeah, man. Yo, it's C. Matteo, the host of L on the Rise. Shout out to everyone supporting. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already.
Yeah,
and to everyone who has, we fucking love you guys. Thank you.
That's the formal way of doing things. So, I gotta ask, Brandon. You're in the scene. You're like all over the place, following all these artists. You love it. You're doing it. Can you give me like who you think's the best out here?
Best period.
Best period.
One.
Long Island. One. Who's that one?
Dice, baby. Period.
Big fucking surprise. We know you've been riding Dice for a long time, man.
Yo, Dice is that guy, bro. Like, the way I heard about Dice is great. You know, if you ever want to hear the story, just hit me up. I'll tell anyone the story. Like,
Hell yeah.
the fact that I got Dice's card in my pocket right now,
Yeah.
like, that's
Supporter.
That just shows right there, like, Dice.
Is there anybody else you're fucking with out here?
Yeah, heavy.
Who's
a
that?
lot of people. Somebody that me and Christian like, specifically Prophet.
Prophet.
Bro,
Shout out
Prophet.
Prophet.
Shout out
man.
Prophet's
Prophet.
my guy.
Hell yeah.
Yo, he was the first one besides Dice that I really like got into and linked with and like really started showing support to and actually brought him out of his like stupor, I guess, as far as you can say in music. Like he wasn't really feeling like he was going anywhere. No one was supporting him, and then in comes me, a fan out of nowhere, seeing his old music. I saw the Through It All video, and I was just like, yo, I gotta hit this guy up. Like, this music is touching my soul. Like, and I did, and now we're like great friends, and we talk all the time, you know?
Shout out Prophet. That's
Shout
awesome.
out
Prophet's great, dude.
Sean's
man.
a good dude,
He
man.
really is.
Yeah, that's a good guy for sure, man. Great interview, by the way. If you haven't
Yeah.
checked that one out, a little bit of a plug right there. You know what I'm saying? But
for real.
there's some new wave guys you kind of fuck with too nowadays, ain't it? Like, who you
yeah.
vibing with on that end?
You know, I have to say that's partly thanks to this guy right here. He opened my mind up to like,
Hell yeah.
give
Shout
it a
out you.
chance. You know, don't just be like, oh, this is that new mumble rap shit, because not everyone is on that vibe. But the new wave, I mean, are you talking like Ayo Bib?
Oh,
who got a fucking band in their hands?
Shout out Bev.
Shout
man.
out
Shout
Bib,
out
bro.
Bib. Yo,
But
anybody else? Who, Bib?
yo, you know who I really have gotten into recently due to you guys, and because, you know, I follow the page and watch the interviews. Shout out King Brandon.
Yeah, Brandon is
Shot
the truth.
Steez.
King B.
Shout
Yeah.
out King B.
Shot
man.
Steez. Faux Gang, you already know. Faux
Yo.
Gang and No Gang.
Yo, Brandon, make that Brandon is the truth shirt. I will wear that for the rest of my life, bro.
I swear to God, he's
For
not
real.
lying.
Get on that,
Yeah.
For
man.
obvious
Brandon.
reasons. Shout out.
This guy,
What up?
ever since we started showing you his music, you were just instantly like, yo, this is fucking hard.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, and they've been
Yeah.
doing it for a long time. They're one of these artists out here that have been doing it for a super fucking long time. So
Yeah,
props to
man.
them.
Yeah,
for sure.
man.
They got their own sound as far as I'm concerned, you know.
Yeah.
'Cause,
So like with this Long Island scene, you see all these people. Do you see any like mistakes these rappers might be making?
You know what? I can only speak for myself and do what I do as a human being and man myself, and just back what I do up. You know, I can't speak for others and say, oh, I really try not to do that anymore, because I just don't want any negativity coming my way, and I don't want to put that out. But just all these Long Island rappers saying like I'm the best, and you have one song out.
Yeah.
You know, like, come on, man. Like, yo, at least
Don't
show
do that
us
one song, bro. It's
at least,
fire.
yeah, at least show us something first, and then maybe we'll back you up. But don't come out here and say I'm the best rapper and don't even have music out. I mean, do your thing. I'm not stopping you. No one is. But like, come on,
Yeah.
stop it.
How do you feel about that, Christian? Like,
I mean,
what was that? All right, so what's crazy is that the real reason you're out here isn't to talk about hip hop. It's actually about to talk to the main man Dice about his upcoming new album. So, yo, Dice, why don't you come on in here,
You're
bro?
fucking joking right now.
Yeah.
Yo, bro, how weird is it that this is what I was going to tell you? I said, yo, we're going to see Dice right now, aren't we?
Yo.
Oh, my
Yo,
God.
so
What's up, fam?
it's finally coming full circle here.
there's a chair for you right over there,
Right
my
over
good
there.
sir.
Wow.
So, how do you feel about that,
God,
Brandon?
what's going on right now? Am I dreaming?
Yo, it's fucking. What's up, Dice?
Shout
How
out
you
to
doing?
Dice, man.
Oh, my
Big shout
God.
out.
I would say introduce yourself, but I think people know who the fuck
People
you
already
are.
know,
We already
know the
gave 'em
fucking
an intro.
vibes. Yeah, so you're gonna be like the third host to this episode.
Wow.
So, welcome aboard to the Ally on the Rise hosting
Wow.
circuit. Dice, welcome.
How you
Thanks
guys
for coming
doing?
out, man.
Great.
How's
Thanks
it?
for having me.
Yo, so I heard we got a new project on the way. What's going on with that?
Yeah, on June 20th, the warm-up tape is dropping.
Yeah.
That went up for pre-order on the 13th. And, yeah, this summer White Noise is following, so...
Got a lot of fucking music on the way, big time. And
Oh, yeah.
I've been listening to this new joint. You gave me a little sneak preview, and well, sneak preview meaning the entire album. You know what I'm saying? And this shit is hard as fuck. There's a couple classics that Dice has from previous shit too, right? Like
Yeah.
Storm the Castle and the one you did with Prof. That's
Snatch
Yeah,
the Throne.
Snatch the Throne.
Yeah, I put that one on because that those songs themselves got a lot of attention, and they were never available
Yeah.
on larger platforms. It was always on YouTube. A lot of people don't want to pay for no like YouTube Red or whatever it's called. So I said, you know what, let me put that on there as well, because technically like it was released, but it wasn't released. If something's not released on Apple Music, I don't consider it actually released. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
I feel you.
I think the same exact way for artists, myself as a listener.
Yeah,
For
for
real.
sure.
So with these albums you got, like, let's get a little more clarity on it, because when we first had you up here, you were talking about White Noise coming out, and I feel like this warm-up tape kind of like came out of nowhere. So fill us in with your plan
So-
for everything.
yeah, I mean, all right. So I wanted to start sticking to like kind of like a theme, hence the person on fire on the cover. I like to think that person is a casualty of burning the circus. But so, anyways, I was going through my list of songs and everything. A lot of tracks that I would have liked to put on White Noise, because they were supposed to be on 13 and Burn the Circus, and for whatever reason they didn't make it on there. And like for example, there was one song. It's called Crossroad. It's with Beans. Shout out to Beans, by the way.
Shout out.
And me and him were talking about that song was actually done like halfway through through Burn the Circus. So I was like, I told him even then, I was like, you know what, that song's gonna come out, we'll push it. And he was like, all right. And then nothing ever happened. Burn the Circus came out in like February, and then that was it, and nobody heard anything. And I was going through all these songs, and I was like, wow, like that's a really dope song. There was a lot of dope songs, and there was a lot of songs that I never finished. And I get like sidetracked, and I don't focus on certain things anymore, and then I just move on to the next thing. And it's like these songs that weren't finished, I was like, all right, well, I don't feel like finishing these songs, but I want to put them out.
Yeah.
So I just like mixed them and made them sound good as if they were full songs, and then just chopped them down and put that on there as well. So it's a mixture of unreleased music from 13, unreleased music from Burn the Circus, unreleased just music in general, and I just made a compilation of that and then put it out. You know what I mean? And what I like to think of, like, so with 13, I had, it kind of screwed me up because I wanted to stick to a theme. When I like made my first official album, I wanted to start off with a story and continue it with another story, and then continue it with another story, and it didn't work that way. I made 13, and I was a little all over the place. I had those interludes in it of me in the ambulance while driving off the road, and then in the ambulance fighting for my life, and then waking up from it and it being a dream. So I was like, all right, well, that didn't really work because then Burn the Circus, I'm setting people on fire. So I was like, this doesn't really match up. So, but then I'm trying to go back onto that track. Like, the warm-up kind of ties in with Burn the Circus. Even though it's unreleased music, it's like that theme of it, the warm-up ties in with it. And with White Noise, even though that's not like, it doesn't sound title-wise like it has something to do with Burn the Circus, it actually does. Because the theme of that is... I set a building on fire filled with people, and that's what I wanted. This album is a little more serious than Burn the Circus was. Burn the Circus had a lot of funnier vibes to it because I was shitting on people all day. And that's the thing, like, we'll probably touch base on those skits, like Lil Flaccid again, but this album
Lil Flaccid.
is more, this album is more like, it's called, all right, so you guys obviously seen the cover, and it's in like a mental hospital, that TV.
Yeah.
And I flipped it to make it give off the impression of it being like psychologically weird. You know what I mean? Like it screws with you. And the reason for that is because I'm a person that's not right in the head. Burn the Circus. You know what I'm saying? In reality, yes, we could all agree that a lot of these artists suck, but I set a building on fire. I killed a lot of people on that album. So therefore, it's like I'm kind of continuing in a serious tone where it's like, you killed people, dude. Like, you're out of your mind. And it's like, so there's going to be a little bit of a story where I'm going to be in a hospital. I'm going to be in these situations that is going to kind of open up a door for me to get back to it. And you never know, maybe there'll be another Burn the Circus after that. So
there's a lot of fucking clowns out here that need to get toasted. You know what I'm saying? Like,
so just a quick question for Brandon. What was your first impression when you heard Burn the Circus?
Classic, right away. That's a classic record to me.
Yeah.
In my iTunes forever. First
Hell yeah.
record I bought on iTunes, actually.
a little closer.
Wow.
appreciate that.
Hell yeah.
Was there a certain song on that project that stood out to you?
Yeah, Only Time. The last song. It just got me through a dark period in my life where I was just starting to see the light, and I saw what time was worth, which is the most precious thing we have, and I want to use it right. And it got my mind going, you know.
Oh yeah.
And shout out, Brianna.
Brianna Mary.
She's
good singer.
phenomenal.
Great singer. Yeah. Good
Yeah.
singer.
And just a little history too. When I did a show with Michelle, back, I don't even remember what month that was, but we did a show that was my last show on Long Island, and Brandon actually contacted me and he was like, "Are you going to perform Only Time?" Now, I wasn't going to perform Only Time because I can't get Brianna there for it. She's in California, you know what I mean? And I wasn't gonna like try and fly her out for, you know. But so after he said that though, I said, you know what? I'll have Michelle do the chorus and I perform that song, because when people can connect to something, I like to touch on that. You know what I'm saying? Because that means something to me. That the whole point to me that I love about performing, and that's why that was my last show. And it's going off topic really quick, a little off track, but
It's welcome here.
The reason why that was my last show was because nothing against Long Island, but I didn't like the way the music scene is handled as far as live shows.
Yeah.
You know, when I brought my brother Intel out here,
Shout out.
there was a
Shout
shout
out
out to
Intel.
Intel. It wasn't the best experience for them, you know what I mean? And it kind of just, that rubbed me the wrong way. And then when and that wasn't them. It was at a Long Island venue. I'm not going to say where because I'm not going to put people on blast, but it was at a venue and they should have gotten a lot more respect and they didn't get the respect they deserved. And that bothered me because they came out there as a favor for me and they came there and donated and did a lot and they kind of got, disrespected. And, and that's not fair, especially artists on that caliber. They deserve a lot more respect than that. But a human being in general deserves more respect than that, But aside from that, I just didn't like, and that wasn't the only reason. That was one thing, but I just didn't like how everything is put together. I don't like how, you got all these people that, and it's not the venue. I'm talking about just the way it is out here. you got people that come together and they won't stay. I will stay unless I have like my daughter or I have something that I really truly need to do that requires all of my focus. I will stay for the entire show. I support everybody that's there, even if I was the first person on stage. And a lot of people don't do that. And I think, they leave and their whole flock of fans leaves with them. And those aren't real fans of music. They don't care about hip hop. They just care about their friends. And that's what I don't like. And I've done shows in other states, and it is entirely different. Okay? Pennsylvania, shout out to Adlib. Yo, those shows are awesome. Awesome. Shout out to Space Camp as well. Oski and Split Devo. Those are my dudes. Yo, extremely talented dudes. They put on a show. Amazing. Everybody stood out for every single act. They did their thing, and I did my thing. We all had a great time, and everybody stood there till the very end. And they were buying merchandise, and even the artists, even they were buying my merchandise, and I was buying their merchandise. What you don't even see that out here.
Oh, absolutely not. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like, it's just a whole nother world. Even in the city, I've done shows in the city, and it's even more different, different than it is out here. That's kind of why that happened. But when I have, going back, when there's somebody that connects to a song, that's why I'll push for that song, because that's the feeling that I like to get. Is that people out there are staying there. They're actually vibing with me, that they're giving me that energy. I'm throwing it back to them, and they're throwing it back. So you're playing catch with this energy, and it just keeps building. And that's the joy of it. It's just a shame that a lot of people don't stick out here, and they don't, all support.
That's a
You'd have a lot
fact.
more talented artists out here doing their thing if people, did it differently.
Yeah, and let me just say this. If you were at a venue and you left before Dice came on, you fucked up. You fucked up.
Dummies.
And there's probably some other great ones too.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
All the time. You don't know how many times, like especially back in the day, where Alan and I would be at a venue with our friends, and right when whoever we're seeing, the other friends would leave, and we'd stay. We'd run into someone great, and we'd be looking at each other like, "Damn, they fucking missed out."
Yeah.
Idiots.
Yeah, that happened to me at almost every single show that I've done. And I've done a lot of shows. And it's like everybody leaves, and I see this artist, and they're like, I'm like, yo, this dude is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Everybody left. Like, this dude is literally performing to me.
But
you know what? Like you said, they missed out. They missed out on some great music. And it's that mentality that people don't support people unless they're famous.
Yeah.
And this is advice to every artist on Long Island. And I say this because I truly care, and I know what it's like to be an artist and bust your ass, and people don't give a fuck. Do shows out of state. Do shows out of state. Get the fuck out of here. Because honestly, if you do, you will see such a difference. When you perform, and I will look right in the fucking camera when I say this, when you perform, okay, in front of people that you know, people that you went to high school with, people don't care because they know you. You're not special to them. They know who you are personally, and they judge you for that. They know the little kid in the cafeteria. You know what I mean? Oh, that's the kid that used to wear the fucking Dragon Ball Z shirts and shit. I speak from my perspective. Oh, I don't want to listen to that, dude. Oh, they know you. Go out of state. You're a fucking hero to somebody else out of state. Because they're judging you off of your music, off of your talent. They don't care about you personally. They will get to know you personally off of your music. Not these fucking people that judge you because you might have dated a fucking girl that was hotter than their girl, or you got the cheerleader, or you were the nerd in school. Man, fuck that.
It's fucking true. And if anybody thinks it's just Dice that happens to him, no, because our boys in FOE, Brandon, King B, and Shasties, they always tell us one of the best shows they ever did was in Pennsylvania. The whole
shout out to them.
Yeah, shout out.
They put on amazing shows.
Absolutely, energy is unreal. They went to Pennsylvania and they played in front of, honestly, 5 times as many people as Revolution would have. No offense to Revolution, it's just that's how big the venue was, and everybody was loving them. People were coming up to me after the show like they were fucking famous. You know what I'm saying? And they're just local guys like us. You know what I mean?
And that's what I'm saying. It's out of state. Like, I'm sorry, but Long Islanders are fucking spoiled, man. They're spoiled.
It's the fucking truth.
They're spoiled.
It's truth.
And I'm so glad we're talking about it, because like I had like a little conversation with someone how like no one's showing love out here, and the person replied, well, it's the culture, bro. It's so hard in your hometown. And in one side, I understand that, but on the other side, how the fuck does anyone get anywhere?
Yeah.
Do we all have to leave?
I'm glad that you said that because that was something that I was like literally on my phone. Like, what do I like? There are things I want to talk about, and that's one of them. The thing is like I said before, when people know who you are, and this is especially rap. Like, excuse me, when you're, a singer, or anything like that, or in a band. It's a different vibe. When you're a rapper, we get this outlook that we're all dudes living with our girlfriends supporting us, not taking care of our kids. We don't have jobs. We sit home and fucking jerk off and do music all day. I'm going to tell people this because I've actually had people that I went to high school with. It's when I first started doing music, people shitted on me for it. When I started, I fucking sucked. But now it broke into two different things where it's like half the people are like, he's fucking great, and the other people are like, well, I knew him, and I don't. It's weird, Yeah. But let me tell you something. When I found out I was gonna be a father, I was a dropout of high school. I dropped out of high school. Okay, and shit got rough, things in life happened, had to drop out. I immediately got my high school equivalency diploma. Once I got that, I went into college. I'm still in college now. Doing online courses. I'm a manager at my job. I work overtime hours almost every day. Okay? I bust my ass. And I take care of my 1-year-old daughter. And I still manage to do music, do videos, do graphics, do photos. And that is without sacrificing time for my daughter too. And that's one of the hardest fucking things. Absolutely. Is sacrificing that time that I also have with my daughter to bring people music and to give to them. So I say that because if anybody ever tries to judge me for the rap outlook, nah. And that's a lot of people out here that they are the same as me. They take care. I know a lot of them. They take care of their kids. They work hard. They do everything they have to do. And they do this music because we love it, but also because we get enjoyment out of giving to people and they connect to it and they give back by showing that love. And that's why I say that. Show the fucking love.
Oh, yeah.
Don't judge people because of the rap thing. Yeah, there's fucking losers out there, but you can't apply that to everybody. That's ignorant.
Absolutely. No, you're 100% right, man, and that's a great outlook on
That's
everything.
why I'm glad you brought that up, because that reminded me that that's something I wanted to say, because it's like, people don't talk about this shit. Yeah. People come in here, and they're like, man, I'm doing big things, I'm next, King of Long Island, I'm next up, 2019 is my year. I will never fucking say that. It's not my year. Yeah. There are artists out here that I think are better than me, okay?
That's a humble thing to say, too.
And it's not my fucking year. It could be any of our year. It could be FOE's year.
Yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It could be Marlo Demores or D-More. If I'm saying that wrong, punch me in the face. He's an awesome artist. It could be his year. It could be John Jiggs' year. Yeah. Anybody's year. Tony Marsley's year. It could be Stizzy Santana's year. I could go on forever. Ty Diggs' year.
You know whose year it isn't going to be?
Whose?
Rubes. I just had to do that right now, you know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna drink to that.
Call Baxter, go fuck yourself, all right?
This ain't unsolved mysteries. Don't be bringing up ghosts and shit.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
He's a necromancer. Bringing him back.
Yeah.
But
come back to life.
Like, for real, were we not just talking about this personally yesterday? What he just said, my heart was pounding so hard because he's reminding me of exactly what I said to you yesterday. I said people like Dice, people like Prophet, Scotty Mac even, shout out Scotty Mac,
shout out.
They've known each other longer than I've known either of them, and he knows what I say when like each one of them are hard workers and they do what they have to do for their families, and at the end of the day they're still fucking doing what they want to do besides making a living. And I respect that hands down, and I just want to say to you personally, thank you.
No, I appreciate that, man.
That's awesome.
Really?
That's great.
And that's the thing too, like you said, Scotty Mac.
Yeah.
Scotty Mac is a fucking teacher, bro.
Exactly.
He's a teacher. You know how much work fucking teachers put in?
Yeah.
This dude is bringing out music. This motherfucker is grading papers like, I gotta rap. Like, like how? Like, you gotta give people respect, man.
Yeah. Never give
You
up
gotta
on it.
give people respect.
Hell yeah. Taking it back to the tape a little bit here, because we kind of went on a fucking tangent, and I love it.
It was an important tangent.
It was a fucking. We needed that, especially to be documented as well.
Yes.
Yeah, that was
But,
great.
one of my favorite songs on the new tape, and one that I feel like I learned a lot about you, was the Moment Event.
Yeah.
And that I felt like you were extremely open in that song, and it was kind of like, not for you per se, but it was just refreshing to hear an artist like just totally it seems like he just went brain to paper and like was like, I'm writing how I'm feeling.
Yeah, I'll tell you, a majority of that song was freestyled.
Hell yeah, that's
A
awesome.
lot of it was all freestyle.
Yeah, you can kind of tell that it was like freestyle because you said, fuck it, and then you went back into it.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's a great song, man. So like, you know, it shows that too, like the people that are like rappers and like that are the face of like their social media and this and that, like there's a real person behind everything that have been through things, that have struggled. You know, you said some shit on there where I'm just like, damn, Dice had to deal with shit like that, and it's like, that's crazy, man.
Yeah.
Like,
And touching on that, how did you have the courage to like speak so openly
yeah, absolutely.
about that?
Hell.
That song was actually, that was an unreleased song from a tape that I did with this artist. What you call it? It was off a tape. It was me and another artist, and we were a group called Lost Ones. And that artist, his father died, and my stepfather, who raised me, who's like my father, died. You know what I mean? And we connected in that way. That's why we call Lost Ones. And that song was the last song on Lost Ones. And me and that artist kind of just stopped talking, had like a falling out and shit. And I put that shit in the stash. And then when I came out with the warm up, I put that back on there. You know, it was just one of those songs where when me and that artist connected, I notice I don't say the name, but you know, when me and that artist connected, we had a very I don't give a fuck mentality. Like, this is what we were about. Like, it was Lost Ones. Like, we'll say whatever.
Straight
This is our
raw.
lives, straight raw. You know what I mean? And it was kind of like, I really didn't think about it. I just kind of just said what I said. You know what I mean? And that's why I just called it Moment Event. You know, like, no chorus, no stopping and redoing it. You know what I mean? It was like, this is what it is. This is what I'm gonna say. You know what I mean? I touched base on when my dad passed away. Touched base on suicide. You know what I mean? And you know, I'm open about all that shit. You know, I talk about it in music. I'll talk about it anywhere. It don't bother me. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
I tried killing myself like 6 times.
Yeah, yeah.
It was like, Dad, stopped it from working. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, dude. When I heard that shit, I was like, "What?" And I fucking play. I'm like, "Did he just really say that?" And I'm like, "Damn." I'm like, "There's a topic point for when we meet up," because that song was fire. Like, even it's just it really gives you a great outlook that someone who's never met you sees this hardcore rapper. There's a person behind it. There's a person that has struggled, has gone through things and just fucking overcome it.
And
You know what I
this is a reason why I ended the warm up with Moment Event, because White Noise is going to continue that in other ways.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It's it's gonna continue, like I said, with Burn the Circus and all those vibes and stuff and where it left off and blah blah blah. But that, like, I always say when people ask me how would you describe White Noise, I would say White Noise is 13 and Burn the Circus combined, and then take like the warm up and put a little bit of that in there too, because it was just, the warm up was kind of like a little more personal, but still the I don't give a fuck. Burn the Circus was like, I don't give a fuck at all.
Yeah.
And 13 was like, I just care way too much.
Yeah.
And I put all of that together. You know what I'm saying? And also, you did mention Only Time. And Brianna Marin is on White Noise twice.
Word.
And we continued the whole time element. That's kind of like a thing that's being done with those songs, those collaborations. and there's a song on the album called Time Bomb, and I think it's a lot more, it's a lot deeper than Only Time was. You know, it's definitely, I mean, like, I show my brother everything, and my brother was like, yo, that's definitely a way better song than Only Time, so I'm excited about that one, yeah.
Be on the fucking lookout,
keep out for
guys.
that if it's better than it. Like, holy shit.
I like it way more than that. And I mean, I love Only Time, but Time Bomb, like, it's just the whole vibe of it. You know what I mean? And it's just like, basically, it's me saying in it, like, because Brianna Maron's saying, I'm just a ticking time bomb. And it's just a matter of time before I'm going to self-destruct. And me, I'm saying in it that, you know, continuing from that and saying that all this music shit, like basically talking to it in the sense of like a relationship, like music is a female, and it's like you keep giving everything to the wrong fucking people, and it's better I leave, because if I don't leave, I'm gonna fucking bug out and probably catch a domestic charge. And like I said, it's talking to music as the female, so it's like, it's almost like I'm gonna explode and take all these artists with me. So it's like, it's better I step away from it, because if I don't step away from it, it's gonna drive me crazy. And that song was actually made around the time of Burn the Circus, because Burn the Circus was going to be my last album.
Was.
Thank God it wasn't.
Was. I'm happy to hear that that's the was, you know, and all these new projects and shit. But one of my favorite songs that I've actually, like, I've heard prior, you know, it's been released is Storm the Castle, for sure.
Yeah, thank you.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's somebody mentioned through that song, and that song's written about, and I feel like it's really good. And the fact that I just love that people come at you and it's like, come on now, like, you know what I mean? And then here comes this song, and then it's just like destroyed, like they got to move out of state, like South Carolina type shit, you know what I'm saying? So with that one, what made you want to put that one on this piece?
That was one of like the bigger played songs too.
Yeah.
That never really came out on its own. And the whole dissing back and forth shit with Rubes was another reason why I was like, I'm putting this back out there. Like, it was never actually on Apple Music or anything, so I was like, I'm putting this out there because I want to remind motherfuckers that this is what happens. Like I said, I don't think I'm better than anybody.
Yeah.
And, you know, you can ask anybody that I've ever known or has ever worked with me. I don't walk around like I'm better than anybody. You know what I'm saying? I love to work with artists that I feel are better than me or will make me work harder to match their level on records, you know? And any artist I've ever worked with, I always felt was either the same or better than me. You know what I mean? I always like to work with people that are. And, you know, when when I put that on there, I kind of wanted to just tell people, though, even though I don't think I'm better than anybody, the most confidence I have when it pertains to music is beefing with people, because that's what I'm good at. I'm good at making fun of people. Like, when I used to be in school, I used to battle people, and it's just what I was good at. You know what I mean? And I don't know. It's like,
rest in peace to those people.
But, you know, and that's the thing. It's like,
obviously never heard back from them.
Yeah, so that's one thing I'll always say I'm confident with. And if you diss me first, you know, that's why I tell people, make it count.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Make it fucking count, because you're gonna give me a lot of ammunition if you diss me first. So it better be like a nuke. Kill me. Get rid of me first.
Absolutely. And, you know, I hate to bring it up, but like this new little thing you had going on with this whole Rubes dude or whatever. Honestly, you killed him. Don't get me wrong. Murdered him.
it.
But I feel like you could have fucking, like, I feel like it wasn't worth your time enough to go even harder than that. Because you could have.
Yeah, I spoke to somebody. I'm not gonna say his name, for the sake of, because it may, you know.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
don't like getting people involved that don't need to be. But I spoke to somebody, and they said to me, they were like, "Listen, you didn't go as hard as I thought you could."
Yeah.
And I said, "You're right, because I don't care about this." The only reason why, all right, I'm gonna say this, and it's probably not good, because I'm gonna like give people something to say, but there are only two things that you can do that's gonna, like, first of all, like I said, I don't think I'm better than people, but if you're going to come at me, make it worth my while. You know what I mean? Beat me, or fucking have a lot of views and a big fan base, so I could at least get something out of it, or pay me. You know what I mean? He dissed me over dumb shit. And the best thing you can do to fucking set me off is you mention either my dad or you mention my daughter. Daughter is just gonna we're gonna fight, but you mention my dad and I'm going to react to it. And that doesn't mean everybody start mentioning my fucking father, because
Yeah,
no, you're
please
not. It's
don't.
not gonna win.
Yeah,
You're not gonna win in fucking one. First of all,
I'll make a whole fucking album of diss tracks.
yeah, you're
bro.
not gonna win in the fact that I won't allow it to affect me then, because I know why it's happening. But if I did react to it, you're not gonna win.
Yeah.
So, and I will fucking bet money on that, because there's certain things you can do, and trust me, you don't want to do that. But
So did this guy break one of those rules?
yes,
how
he
did this
mentioned
start?
my dad. Started off a long time ago, and so I knew him, and when this whole thing started, he said that he didn't know me, and the only reason why it's like I don't care about talking about it, but I do, because it gives him more attention.
Yeah.
He said about the whole "why'd you diss MGK when he would beat you?" Obviously not, because MGK heard it and he never replied, and I say something about that on White Noise again. So, but like he fucking turns around and he says, which I'm like fucking falling off course. Yeah, he said that, oh, why'd you diss MGK? He would have beat you, blah, blah, blah. Obviously not. And then fucking he said he was mad because I said something about Logic. And I said that Logic is corny.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, well, Logic will fucking destroy you and blah, 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 blah. And he's like a big Logic fan. And that's fine. But I told the dude, like, yo, I never said Logic wasn't a good artist, though. I just said he was corny. Why is he corny? In my opinion, I respect opinions of other people.
Yeah.
I'm a fucking artist. Why? Like, if I couldn't take opinions or criticism, I'm in the wrong fucking field, man.
Hell yeah.
Like, I can take opinions, so take an opinion. I said that he was corny. Why is he corny? Because when you first started off, you were all about Sinatra. And this isn't dissing Logic, because I do like him as an artist. But it was Sinatra. Then when you got into Def Jam, you tried so hard to make people know that you're half black. And why does that matter?
Yeah.
So many artists that are white, okay, are busting their ass still, even after Eminem.
Yeah.
Still hard. Because now they just compare you to Eminem.
Yeah.
So I didn't like the fact that he tried so hard to do that. And I said, you know what, that's fine. Because if you're proud of who you are, be proud of who you are. But then he started dropping N-bombs on his records after that. And I kind of knew that was going to happen.
Yeah.
And that's why it bothered me. Because why is that okay? So it's so be black when it benefits you. Be black when you want to be accepted. Why didn't you talk about this then? Were you nervous that it wasn't going to help you back then? And I feel like that was corny to me. You know
I
what
feel
I mean?
you. I feel you on that for sure.
For real.
No, absolutely. Fuck.
And to continue that, so going forwards now, because it's a bit of a lengthy story, so I will ramble on a little bit.
That's fine.
So that was why I said what I said, to give more insight on that. And he got mad about it, and he said, well, he's better than you, and you can never keep up with him, and you can never rap as fast as him. So on White Noise, I do like a quick little section where I rap as fast as Logic on, what is it called? 100 Miles and Running or something, whatever. But anyways, he was just talking shit. Going back, I was at the studio that I was working in, and he showed up at the studio. I was with a lot of artists from Rival and a lot of other people. We were already working on a song. He came in, and he shook my hand, and he was like, yo, what's up, Dice? A lot of respect. And I was like, likewise, your music's dope. And he was like, so is yours. I was like, all right, cool. He was like, yo, can I get on the track? So I said, all right. And he wrote a verse and shit, and he dropped the verse. That song never came out, all right? And we just never finished it. Really, technically, I never finished it because my verse wasn't done, because I do that sometimes. And going ahead now we get into this whole fucking situation, and that's why I said to him then, I was like, I fucking cut your verse off the song because it was whack. And when I went, and now I'm gonna say it, because, and I don't like saying that to people because it's fucked up, but it's like, when he left the studio, everybody was like, cut that off of the verse, off of the track. It's not good. And I was like, all right, and cut it off. He didn't even know that. So that's not what triggered it. But I say that now because he knew I was going to mention that on the song. But he is against cops a lot. He hates cops.
Yeah.
All right. And he says he has, cops that he knows and stuff, and that's fine. But he says he doesn't like cops. And that's fine. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. I don't care if anybody judges me, but for a long time, I was trying to pursue a career in law enforcement.
Mm-hmm.
And when I expressed that online, a lot of people were like, fuck you, Dice. Like, people that I grew up with are like, you're a piece of shit, blah, 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 blah. Oh, now you're fucking racist. I'm like, what?
Well, because you're trying to get a job?
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, how are you going to do that? How are you going to be a cop if you're going to, what are you going to arrest all your boys? No. Well, yeah, I'm just going to be like, hey, points, and fucking start arresting all my fucking friends. Like, no, but my rebuttal to that was, dog, stop breaking the fucking law. Like, what are you doing with your life anyway, dude? Like, most of you motherfuckers have kids. Don't put yourself in jail. Like, that has nothing to do with me. Bitch, I'm fucking trying to get a job in law enforcement because my dad was a cop. So he turns around and he goes, well, that's fucking racist and blah, 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 blah. Okay, now I'll pull the logic thing. My dad is black. Okay, my stepfather that raised me since I was a little tiny baby is black. He was a black police officer. Okay? That is my role model.
Why wouldn't you want to be a cop?
Who the fuck is racist?
Yeah.
Who's racist? And that is the same man that he disrespected multiple times online to support his opinion. Does that make fucking sense?
That makes me hate him even more now. To be honest
Does
with
it
you.
make sense, though?
Yeah, it does.
That is the
It-
only
it
reason
doesn't,
why.
though.
And I don't like... I post pictures of my dad on Father's Day and stuff because that's special to me. Because every Father's Day, on his birthday, everything like that, I'll go to his grave. But I never, ever, ever express, and maybe I've done it once in a song, express the fact that my stepfather, I will say my dad, because he's my dad, was black. I grew up with people fucking giving us problems because he was a black man and I was a white kid, and we were father and son in a store and people were sitting there looking at us and giving us weird looks. You know what I'm saying? I dealt with that shit. He dealt with that shit. They didn't allow him to sign me out of school when I was fucking sick because they said he was trying to fucking kidnap me because they didn't believe it because he was black, which my mother fucking came to the building and raised motherfucking hell. Trust me.
Yeah, I believe
Raised
it.
hell. So if you ever fucking try to say that I'm fucking racist because of my choice of career, because that is who I aspire to be like, because he was a successful man. He grew up in Southside Jamaica, Queens. All right? As a little kid growing up in the hood. He had nobody. He was raised, his mom wound up leaving. His father died at a young age. And he fucking busted his ass on the street, living on the street to get money, to get a car, then lived in his car, and then worked and got into law enforcement, and then saved up his money, and then got his credit up and got a loan, and then bought a business and a home.
Yeah.
Wow.
Disrespect him.
And
Please disrespect. You couldn't shine his fucking shoes.
Yeah.
All right? So
Yeah,
that's who I aspire to fucking be like. So you tell me I'm fucking racist or because I was aspiring to be in law enforcement. Fuck you.
Dummies.
Yeah.
You can't.
Absolutely. Nah. Yeah.
Wow.
You know what the great part of like all the Dice episodes of L.I. on the Rise is we have to do the least amount of work every single time, and it's great because
Dude,
we
you're
don't,
an interesting person.
we don't got to
man.
feed the
Yeah.
content
You're an
and
interesting
all.
person.
The
Yeah, me
content
hanging on
fucking
my
creates
seat.
itself. Yeah, we're sitting here like I can't put an R word in edgewise because this is fucking great.
But I wanna touch on something real quick. Pretty interesting. Before I knew you, right? Your aura, your persona as an artist, I would say, and I think we all can agree, it's very aggressive. It's very in your face. How do you think your peers view you?
It's either 50-50.
Yeah.
Do you think
Artists.
do you think you're understood slightly because you're not this angry guy walking around like you're
There's-
very chill, genuine guy?
It's so hard to really put it into words because When I was in school, a lot of people didn't fucking respect my music because, like I said before, I wasn't good.
Mhm.
But I run into so many people now, and not everybody respects, and that's why I say still do shows out of there. But for me, it worked out because I run into people that I never even fucking knew listen to my music, and they go, and I'll go up to them, like, let's say if they're singers or something, and I'll be like, hey, that was really good. And they go, and I hear it so much, that means a lot coming from you. And I'm like, what? Me? Why me? Because you're so talented and you always have been. And I'm like, wow. Like, so many people that I never even knew listen to my music and care about it. And I wouldn't even know. And the reason why I don't know is because they don't show me that love.
Mm-hmm.
I wish they did. So I know. I want to know who's listening to my shit. I want you to tell me, like, yeah,
I listen to your shit.
that's what I'm saying. I know you do.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like, I want people to fucking make it clear. Like him, take notes. You know what I'm saying? Show people love.
Yeah.
And it goes in all different aspects to answer your question. It's the people that are like that maybe I was misunderstood and they understood me better. And then they said, wow, I like his music. And then there's the other people and those are fans, really.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's the artists, and that goes 50-50. They either love me because they like my music, or they hate me because they're scared.
Yeah.
And it's either one or two things. And I have had people that I've gone into studios, and it's like, yeah, those motherfuckers hate you. And I'm like, for what reason? And they're like, yeah, they just don't like you. They like, and then I'm like, yo, like, I was gonna be like, yo, let's do a record. Nah, they don't want to do a record with you. I never even talked to these people before, and it's like, why? And then it came out, and it's like, the one dude was like, they're intimidated. And I'm not saying everybody is, but like, dude, like, we're fucking artists. You didn't do anything to me. I'm not like shit talking you. You know what I mean? What's the fucking problem?
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's what it is. And you know what it is? I don't think it's so much as like, oh shit, he's gonna fucking bite my head off. I think it's like, if I put my music, his music, in front of my fans, am I gonna lose my fans? Are they gonna like him better? I never thought that in my life.
Yeah.
Most of my music career was helping other people. I had Homicide Records.
It just shows that they're not confident in their own shit.
Yeah, and people that were in high school with me would know that Homicide Records, it was fucking like a big thing in high school, and like I helped a lot of fucking people. And then I made other movements, and then it went to Rival. I was always helping people. Why the fuck? Like, it just never made sense to me. So, like I said, to answer your question, it's like it's all over the place. There's people that fucking like me as fans and love me, or there's fucking people that hate me for whatever reason, or people that like me because they like my aggression.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? All in all, I don't think I'll ever be understood. I don't think I ever will be understood. Fully, at least. Because how can you fully understand somebody when you don't live the same life?
Yeah.
You know? You can never fully understand somebody.
And bringing it back to the whole, like, you know, you're with the artist, you guys do a song together, the whole, like, oh, I don't want him to outshine me. How come it's never the mindset, they'll listen to our song and they'll like both of us?
It should be.
How come that's never the thinking?
Whenever I put a song together, like I said, I like to have somebody that I feel is better than me. And to me, it's like, yo, I hope this motherfucker outshines me. Because if he outshines me, it makes the song even fucking better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And hey, they get fans. I have a good fucking following. You know, not as good as I want it to be. I don't have 1 million fucking fans, but you know what? I have a pretty good following. I would love to share that following. I would love for these artists to fucking for these artists to get to know these fans, to get to know fans that truly fucking support people.
Yeah,
I would
absolutely.
love for that. Why don't you want the same thing? Fucking spread out. It's supposed to be LI. It's supposed to be support. Everybody
absolutely.
that says, yo, let's support, let's fucking do that, aside from like you guys and doing it like out there in the media, they don't really fucking care about that.
It's crazy too, like how scared people are to talk to each other, like to talk, like, you know, I feel like people should take a page out of Brandon's book a little bit here. He's not afraid to fucking DM anyone. You know what I mean? He likes someone. He's like, he sends a message, yo, I like your music.
Straight up right away.
Right away. You know what I'm saying? Why can't anybody just do that? You know, because, oh, this persona, oh, Dice might be act hard or this and that. No, I only met you through the show. Just anybody thinks we might know because you've been on the show a lot or whatever. We didn't know you before this. I didn't know you before the show happened. I could pick up the phone, I call you, you fucking answer. You're a normal fucking guy. You know what I'm saying? It's not like anything crazy. And then people such as Brandon who say they really care and really do, for all these other people that say they really fucking care, let them know you fucking give a shit about their music. You know what I mean?
And when people when people reach out to you, treat them like people.
Yeah.
When somebody comes out of their way to say, yo, I love what you do, just because you have 20,000 fucking fans, don't let that shit get to your head. I don't care if you have 20 million fans. Yeah, you can't reply to everybody. Yeah. But if you're getting there and you have people reaching out to you, you're not fucking famous. Reach out to people. Like I said, I understand when you have a lot of people, it's hard to reach out to everyone.
Yeah.
Maybe on your free time, chip away at it then. But you know what? Give back to people. These people fucking love what you do. You know how many times I thought about stopping music and I didn't because people were like, if you stop doing music, I don't know what I'm going to do with myself. And I'm like, wow, okay, well, I guess I can't stop doing music now. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy, man. It really is. People don't get it.
But yo, I want to say something back to what you were talking about how performing out of state, it's a whole different vibe. I want to shout out a personal friend, I think, of both of ours. I'm not sure they were familiar with him yet. Sarcasm.
Yeah.
You know,
I don't know him personally.
Have you met him? You've listened to him a couple times.
Yeah, I've never met him. I've heard
He's a
his
good
music.
dude.
Yeah.
He's currently living in Atlanta. He says it's completely different.
I hear that a lot about Atlanta.
Like they give love back the way you do. If you show it, they're gonna show it right back to you.
It's crazy that people got to go that fucking far just to get people to listen to their fucking music.
Well, for us, you know what I mean. To them, it's like it's normal.
Yeah.
To them, it's like, wow, it's not like this everywhere else. It's not. Don't come here.
You know what it is, too?
Actually, you know what? I'm sorry. They could come here. Because if they already built up their following and they come here, they don't know them personally.
Yeah. Well, you know what is crazy, too? And I kind of have this, like idea of the whole thing. And this is going to sound like we're a bunch of I'm a full of myself New Yorker. But when these artists go down there and they say, oh, it's blah, blah, blah from New York, it immediately picks up some interest. Because, oh, they're from New York. They're from over there. That's where everything is popping. You know what I'm saying? And then people are like, let me watch this person. You know what I'm saying? Let me feel the vibe of this person. Like, they're more open to it instead of like, you know, Joe Schmo from Atlanta comes up here and they're like, you fuck this dude from Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? They get the Long Island treatment. You know what I mean? Hey, good set. I'm not going to watch any of it. Like, you know what I mean? And they fucking walk out. You know, so that's kind of like my feeling on that is like maybe it's the mystique of coming from this area. You go out to that area and then people fall in love with you. You know what I'm saying? And stuff like that. I don't know. I don't know how you feel about that. You feel like that at all?
No, I do. And I honestly, like, I feel like if you go out of the country is even better.
Yeah, word. They fucking take that American type shit and they fucking go crazy over it, man. Like
Wu-Tang
they're all
deserves to still be the biggest thing out right now, for especially like how they're still doing it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Never fell off.
Nope.
And it's like, but if you go into other countries, it's like they just came out.
Yeah.
You know?
That's true.
And it's crazy. And I know that things are different everywhere, you know? And I'm not, listen, that's the family, but I don't try to force that down everybody's throats. Mm-hmm. If you want, and this is crazy for me to say this to a lot of people, you're probably going to be like, what the fuck? But if you like this new shit, I'm not going to crucify you for it. It's okay.
Yeah.
Because there are people, and I learned this from Prima. Shout out to Prima.
Shout out Prima.
There are people that listen to this shit because it just makes them feel good. It gives you a vibe. You just want to chill in the car and listen to it.
Yeah.
And that's fine. I just say that if you are into hip-hop, listen to the real shit too. Give that shit a chance too.
Absolutely.
You know, you can't just listen to all fucking day. Like, listen to some substance. You know what I mean? It'll motivate you a little bit.
I also heard that too much auto-tune can cause brain damage. Side note.
Yeah, 100 is true, yeah. My brain is fucking starting to melt from all the auto-tune I've been listening to on Hot 90 fucking 7. But yo, shout out Prima though. I'm not. This isn't a shot at you, Dice, but when they did that freestyle, she kind of went harder than all the dudes.
No, she did.
It's insane. Like she went harder than the guys.
When it came out, when the episode came out, I was like, damn.
And you had to go after it too. That's the worst part. But
Why
you
did I
good
go
too,
after
man.
Prima?
Yeah. Should have fucking came around a little bit. Yeah. But yeah. Shout out to
Damn
her, man. She's just.
Why
fucking,
was she sitting here? Well, the intel was sitting right there, so it made sense. But why didn't I sit on the other side?
Why would
I should have sat by Bobby Briz, and I would have been in the clear. But now I have to go after her.
Yeah.
But. No, seriously, no. She killed it, and that's the thing. And like I said too on that last episode, like so many people that I was like, "Yo, check out her music," and everybody was like, "Yo, this fucking shit is crazy." And I'm like, "I know, super talented,
It's crazy.
super talented." I had somebody in the car too, when in between the parts of the episode when it was showing playing one of her songs, and there was people in the car, and they were like, "Who's that?" I was like, "Yo, this is my brother Intel's wife." I was like, "She's a beast, right?" And he's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Yeah." And then I gave him the link and stuff, so he started, following it and stuff. But
Hell yeah. On her metaphor type shit all the time, man. Like.
yeah.
She's got like that woke mind about her.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, you gotta like she'll do music too. That's that you could like vibe to.
Yeah, hell yeah.
But like, I feel like to listen to artists on that level, you have to have an open mind. You need to try to understand it, because if you don't,
It'll go over your head.
It'll go over your head,
can
and
go
then
over your head.
you almost can't appreciate it. Then you almost like, I don't understand, and it's like you gotta listen. You can't just hear it. You gotta fully listen to it.
For sure.
You know what I mean? Because people with that much talent and stuff, Intel, all of them, like. You gotta really understand what they're saying, because if you really do put that time in to like try to understand it, you're gonna play it back and be like, "Shit, what? Did he say that? Did she say that? Whoa!" And that's something I learned from my brother.
Yeah.
Yo, shout out your brother, man. Shout out Chris. That's the man right there.
Hell yeah.
What up,
shout
Chris?
out. Shout out big time.
Call me, bro. What's up?
Chris?
As soon as I come, set it to call to the cops, cars, the alarms, the cosmetics. Real when you all pretend to give credit, I roll the credits on beats when I come and get it. You want it, then come get it.
So I want to do something real quick, because we all do like sort of know each other a good amount. We're all homies and shit. So I want to go around and I want everyone to say what they would change about 2019 hip hop. I'm going to go first, and I'm going to make it simple. I wish it was more about the music and less about the image. I wish these people didn't look so crazy. I understand why they do it, but I really wish the music brought people in instead of the image of the artist. So that's something I would like to change. So I don't know where the circle's going.
Go that way.
All right.
Stop taking Xanax.
Fucking A, right, dude? Hell yeah,
Straight to
man.
the point.
Fuck
You want to
that.
go next?
Yeah, I'll you obviously got to be saved for last. Come on now. I would like more like content and context that is like, a little bit something. I want it to be deeper. Is everything so skin deep? So this is, you hear it, that's what it is. I want to be able to hear it, and I hear it again, and I get something else out of it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like you'd listen to a fucking old Wu-Tang song, you could listen to it 3 or 4 times because you fucking missed something.
Million
You know what I
times.
mean? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Well, 3 or 4 times in a row. But I want there to be more. I guess what it boils down to, is lyricism.
Yeah.
More lyricism. That's pretty much what I want.
Yes.
Yeah. So the lack of gasoline, and I'm running out. So probably they need more. No, I'm just playing.
I'll get the lighter.
We're gonna need a lot. Honestly, it's gonna sound weird of me saying this, but I'll explain why. But the thing is influence people more. It's not enough of influence. Somebody tried to argue with me the other day, and they said, "How can you talk about somebody?" Well, they hit me up on some disrespect towards Wu-Tang, and they said, "How can you say Wu-Tang's for the children if not you guys, but if they are talking about drugs all the time?" And I said, first of all, this sparked an army because people were ripping him apart. But then I
Is
said,
this like on Facebook or something?
yeah, I said, how do you teach somebody something if you can't talk about it. You need to teach somebody something. You need to be aware of something in order to learn about it. They were talking about their lives, their lifestyle, what they grew up with. That's not glorifying it. That's not saying the world loved what they were saying. They loved them, and they became gods because of that. And they spoke about what they grew up with. How you want to interpret that is on you, but they taught people about this, and it makes you aware. Now, what you do with that information is on you. You could read the Bible, and you could become a Christian that murders other people because they don't want to be Christian. Or you can follow the ways of God and Jesus. Anything could be steered a different way. So, they laid the Bible down. You choose what you want to do with it. They did not glorify or influence you to do those same things. And this is why I'm saying influence people do the right thing. Now, me, I talk about a lot of fucking killing artists, setting them on fire, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I know. But it's just my anger, me expressing myself, that I don't like what people are doing. I will talk about how I can't stand these fucking assholes, but I will never tell you to do something. I will never say, hey, get that gasoline and burn that fucking record label down. I will never say that, buddy. No, I'll do it for you. But seriously, that's just like metaphors and symbolism for me just hating it and wanting to get rid of it. And because, be more of an influence and listen to people that influence you to do better things. There's going to be a lot of other shit coming out that's going to be a different side of me. And I'll touch base on that before we wrap it up. But, I'll wait.
I feel you. No, and the whole thing with the Wu-Tang thing, it's like, there's a difference between, like, talking about the only way I get my G off is drug loot and, like, I just popped a Xan 15 hours till I land out like a light. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you're just taking a Xanax to go to sleep, you fucking retard. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, no disrespect to the artist that created that song. I know you're not going to be ever watching this, but, you know what I mean?
You never know.
But, But, yeah, it's like, it's just, there's no, like... And people like when somebody says something like that, they're like, "Dude, that's fucking hard." Like, you know what I'm saying? That's what like what's really been getting me about this is like people are like, "Yo, this song fucking goes in." I'm like, "Word." I'm like, "Bars are there?" They're like, "Yo, bars are fire." And I'm like, "Who does the song?" They're like, "Yeah, Playboy Cardi." I'm like, "Oh, so you don't know what bars means?"
Who?
Playboy Cardi. Yeah, dude. If you could like decipher what that dude says, I'd give you some fucking money. Like, he's one of those fucking people.
I'm good.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what gets me, man. Like, dude. This could turn into the whole fucking What's Wrong with Hip Hop episode for the next
really
45
could.
minutes.
Oh, man.
But we're going to keep this going on about Dice and his fucking music. So.
They wanna know how I stay slaying these beats. I let it show till it rave. They say I'm a beast, bringing the dope flow. Is it competition you seek? Well, that's a no-no. Everybody playing complete. Got it wild like Andy Cuomo. Hit you like Sandy Loco. Go crazy, you want it? I'll get you too. Like Paulie Bono. My mojo couldn't be folded. Of moving in slow-mo, holding it GoPro, swinging my logo like I was begging for promo.
I just want to say thank you for doing this. This was a pleasure, and this made my life.
Awesome, man, awesome. I'm glad we want to give back.
Another thing too, all the supporters of us, all the supporters of Dice. My man runs a Dice fan page on Instagram.
Yeah,
Please
check it
support
out.
it, man. Way more content from Dice on that. Exclusive shit, man. Support them both, man.
Runs a couple different fan pages. If you want to hear about him, just fucking DM him.
Yeah, just check me out.
He'll
Hit me
respond. Brandon's always
I'm
trying to
open to
connect.
talking to anyone. What's up?
That's it. Fucking what's up?
I won't. I'm just going to leave it on scene. No, I'm just playing. I'll talk to you.
Sorry, Rubes. I just keep on just little salt in the middle. You know what I mean?
Now, you know what? I'm going to say this. I respect him for the fact that even though he said what he said, it's fine. Because he kept it hip-hop. And I wish he would have went harder when he came at me, but I respect him because he did it the hip-hop way. And he left it straight bars and came at me and did his best, you know what I'm saying? Or whatever he felt was, his best in that first shot, and he did his thing, and I didn't say that even as disrespect. Like, he did what he felt was the best for that first shot. And then, it is what it is. After I responded, He didn't reply. He kind of just, for all I know, the way I took it was, he said, all right, you know what? I took the first shot. You got that one. And he kind of just took it, and said, all right, and just continue doing his thing. And I respect that. I respect an artist that could straight up just be like, all right, you know what I mean? He got that. Even if you don't say it, just, all right, it is what it is. So I fucking respect that.
And I do want to touch on his response. I do have a confession to make. I did listen to it more than once. But I did because I didn't know what the fuck he was saying.
Yeah, me either.
Really?
Nah, but, I listened to it a few times, to get it all, and
Did you absorb anything? Like
it was a little hard at first, that's why I kind of like made fun of it. But and like I said, I'm not even like all that the diss shit and the disrespect and the back and forth. That's all done now. All in all, I don't think he's a bad artist. I think he's actually. I heard his other music. I think he's good. I think he's a good artist. And honestly, hey, listen, maybe motherfuckers won't say this, but go check him out. Check him out too. I don't give a fuck.
Even a blind chicken gets a piece of corn every now and again. You know what I mean? Like
That bitch need love too, Craig.
Nah, it's true though. You know what I mean? All jokes aside, like he is a good artist. He is a good artist, and I wish he would have went harder. Because he's a talented dude. But don't let me dissing him back. Like I tell all my fans too. I tell everybody, don't let that back and forth make you not support him because he still came at me. You know what I'm saying? And I give him props for that. And no matter who wins or loses, it's still hip hop. It was a competition. You gotta respect motherfuckers that compete. It's part of what we do.
It's nice that it's kept on the mic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's for sure.
Yeah.
So I do respect that. So I don't like dislike him. I don't like make fun of him anymore or anything. He took a shot. I took my shot. It is what it is. It is what it is. I don't care. Hey, if he fucking hit me up tomorrow and was like, yo, you want to do a track? I'd be like, yeah. All right. I don't care. If King Myers fucking said, yo, you want to do a track? I'd do it. I don't care. It's competition. I told you how I felt. Whoever wins, wins. Yeah. After that, if you destroyed me, if you made me never want to rap again, I respect you, and I'll say you destroyed me, and then I'll still do a track.
Yeah, I want to like. You bring up King Myers. I would I'm gonna put this out here. One question I want to ask him: how much do you got to pay for that blue check on Instagram? How much is it? And that's it. Just get back to us.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I've been looking.
Because
I just keep requesting it. I'm like, yo, you motherfuckers gonna give me this shit yet? Am I not relevant enough? They're like, nope, still a nobody. Thanks, guys.
Oh man, it helps that his mom has money.
You know what?
I know who's never coming on the show.
At the end of the day, you know what
Candy's
I'm
in
saying?
Carolina.
Like, people do what they do. You know what I'm saying? He built up a fan base. He does have some support. A decent amount of supporters. So, when you get on the media and you do a lot of public stuff, which he does, he's good at that. That's how you get the attention, and that's what they want to see. They want to see you on the news. He was on the news for dissing Donald Trump. He was on the fucking news for dissing Donald Trump. So, at the end of the day, as much as I didn't respect how he was doing this shit, that's why I dissed him. I still respected him too. The motherfucker didn't respond. He was like, "Nope, I'm good." Why? If I respond, he's gonna somebody asked him, "Yo, how come you didn't reply?" Because he's gonna reply again too. Like, why? You know what I mean? It's a lost cause then. So, but he did what he did. He publicly did what he did. He gained that attention and he got fucking verified and everything else from it. So. At the end of the day, we all do things different ways, but the way he was doing it was working for him at least. Maybe not the way that we respect it, but it is what it is, I guess. If he's if you're happy living life the way you live it, then fuck it. I hate fucking mumble rap. But if you're fucking making this money and you're not doing the wrong thing and you're not like putting drugs in the fucking streets and you're just some idiot just doing stupid shit when you should be like if you get an opportunity and a blessing, go up with it. Don't go and bury yourself with it. So, if you're doing the right thing with it, like there's a lot of like Lil Yachty, like I heard he fucking bought his mom like a house and everything, and I respect that shit. You know what I mean? I make fun of him all day, but you know what? He's living. If you couldn't rap, can you rap, Al?
No.
So, but if somebody said I'll give you $5 million to just do whatever.
You 100%.
It's the same situation. So I just will always make fun of it because it's not. I just don't like it because there are way too many people that gave everything to build it to what it is. Yeah. It's not just hip hop; it's an entire culture. Okay, it's an entire culture of more backgrounds and more DNA than just one kind. You know what I mean? There's a lot more ethnicities and races and everything involved in the hip-hop culture than you think there is. So that's why it bothers me, because it affects the entire culture. And progress is part of the culture and change is part of the culture, but if you're going to change, then get further.
Exactly.
You know,
it shouldn't devolve, it should evolve.
Exactly. Yeah. That's how it should be. And some people will say it is evolving, but whatever. The world is changing. We either go with it or we just choose for it to leave us behind. Me, I don't really care either way. I mean, I won't go with the stupidity I don't agree with, but I don't care if it leaves me behind either.
Like hearing you over like the new wave beats and the trap drums, like it is kind of refreshing hearing someone coming at you with bars, but it still has like that new wave feel, a little more modern feel. Like I think it's an enjoyable.
Those goosebumps every time.
I'm saying with you on it, I feel like it's a refreshing mixture.
I'm still the dude that will listen to Goosebumps, Travis Scott Goosebumps, in the fucking car. Me and my brother will be in the car. My brother Jay, not Chris, will be in the, because Chris won't listen to that. But I'll be in there driving. I'll put that shit on and be like, woo! You know, it's I like it. Some of the shit I like. I'll listen to it. Yeah. But I still make fun of the motherfuckers.
Exactly.
But, you know, it is what it is. But yeah, no, I touch base on some of this shit. I jump on some beats that are a little more like now. I just do my own thing on it. And that's what I want to do with White Noise. I wanted to give people a little bit more like, all right, I can still see you on your level too. I'll just do my own thing on it. You know what I mean? Because in reality, motherfuckers don't really know what these mumble rappers are truly saying. Molly, Zans. Oh, I do Molly and Zans. All right, cool. I like this song. You know what I mean? That's how it is. It's like, and that's what it really comes down to. So at the end of the day, if you don't really know what the fuck they're saying, you just like the beat. So I'm like, hey, guess what? I'm going to fucking take that, steal from that a little bit, use that sound a little bit, and then do my own thing. You'll just understand what I'm saying. I was like, that's why I even said to the dude, to Rubes, he was just like, yeah, well, you can't rap as fast as Logic. And on White Noise, I do a little section. It's not as fast. Not as long as Logic's part on 100 Miles and Running. Not because I couldn't keep going, because if I already did the flow, I can keep it going. I just didn't care enough to keep it going. It didn't fit the song. So I did that little section just to prove a point. And it's like, normally I don't give a fuck what people say, but because I used to do some fast shit back in the day, I was like, I'm going to edit, because I never did. And it's like, I wanted to kind of give, like variation on this one. You know what I mean? And that's why I did that, because when you tell me, oh, you can't do something, I'm like, well, now it's fun. Now it's fun.
It's a challenge. Challenge accepted.
Yeah, it's fun now. I'm not mad. It's fun.
Hell yeah. Now, winding this whole thing down here with the tape coming out and stuff like that, what is the exact date for that?
For which one? The warm-up?
The warm-up, yeah.
It's the 20th. June 20th.
June 20th?
Yep.
Keep on the fucking lookout, bro. Like, get the pre-order in too. You know what I'm saying?
Man,
like, get the fucking now. Pre-order in. Like.
A lot of people probably aren't going to, because it's easier to listen on Apple Music. Yeah. But that's fine. I don't care. You know what I mean? I just listen to it. I mean, Insert's still making me a good amount of money. Insert's on fucking White Noise.
I feel like that's the cut right there.
Yeah, I just put it on there because I wasn't going to, because I was like, does it just seem like I'm trying to just feed off of that song more? Like I'm just trying to like suck the blood out of it. You know what I mean? Because it's fucking, you know, it was a big song. Yeah. But I was like, no, you know what? I want people to hear that side of me. I want motherfuckers to be like, oh, he's taking shots at, you know, artists that are out there. So there's a lot of people that still haven't heard that song. So that's why I was like, I'm going to throw it on there. Because I originally wasn't going to. I don't like to give that impression that it's like I'm trying to lure people in with that song. I don't care. But I felt it belonged on there, so that's why I did it.
Congratulations on that hitting over 100K views on
Thank
YouTube
you,
on its own.
Thank you.
Yeah, no phone.
That is not easy, bro.
No.
Yeah, man, that shit like just I like went on there the next day. I didn't expect it to get that many views. Like I went on there the next day and it was at like 30,000, and I'm like, what the fuck? And then I'm like, okay. And then I like refreshed it, and then it was at like 32, and I was like, okay. So then I waited like till the next day, and it was at like fucking 57, and I was like, okay, this is definitely cool. And now it died down, so now it'll like over time it'll go up another 1,000, go up another 1,000.
Yeah, it chips
like,
away.
Yeah, you know, because people like fucking can only hear it so much. But you know what it was is I did that to myself. I put it on Spotify and Apple Music because a lot of people in the comments were requesting that song, and I put it on there for them. And my views aren't adding as much because everybody's listening to it on Spotify and Apple Music. A lot of people were looking into my music after that, and I should have had shit ready.
Yeah.
And I slacked, and I missed that window. But it's all right.
Yeah, you'll be right there.
It's fine.
You know.
But, you know, I sacrificed those views for, you know, to put it on there. But you know what? Hey, thank you to everybody because they fucking play that shit. And, you know, that song pays some bills, let me tell you.
That's awesome, man.
Well, I think we learned a lot,
Yeah,
guys.
we
It was a
definitely
pleasure
did.
having
It
you
was
both.
great.
Dice,
Thank
you know
you.
the door is always open for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
And for people wondering why my man Brandon joined us, it was a request from Dice, and we're not going to say no.
Wow,
Yep.
thank you.
It was.
Thank
It
you.
was a personal
From the
request
bottom
from
of my
him.
heart, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely, man. When you see the love and support you get, man, it feels great.
I know the vibe.
Yeah. You know the fucking vibes.
So, for those who may not know, just let them know where they can follow you guys.
I'm at the same name I'm going to remain till the day I die on Instagram, Brandon Rocks 2126. It hasn't changed and it will not change.
That's it.
Holla at your boy.
And I am at D.1.C.3. But I hit up some guy that has 40 followers, and he has the Instagram name at Dice, D1C3, and he had it for like ever. So I'm going to hit him up and be like, hey, guy, I'll cash app you $20. Give me the fucking name.
Word. Hey, fucking,
Because it's
Shout out.
mine.
yeah.
So-
yeah. Good shit, man.
So that might change. But for now, that's the one.
And you want to just let them know about the website and everything?
So it's Dice Music, D1C3music.com. Yeah, there's the website. Look out for Arani Media too, because we are going to be doing a lot of videos. Actually, we just got a fucking drone too.
Sick.
Like
Awesome.
newest on the market, the fucking OG shit. We're going to be fucking shooting movies. I'm going to be flying to the moon. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, maybe
crazy
making more
shit.
ciphers.
Ciphers,
You
yes.
know what I'm
That-
saying?
Oh, yeah.
That is very dope to have a drone for ciphers.
And speaking of which, if you haven't seen the Ella on the Rise
Yeah.
cipher,
look at it.
Watch that shit.
Shout out to Nick Moody,
shout out
Nick
Nick
Moody.
Gary Delos,
Marcos, Gary
Gary.
Delos,
Marcos.
shot by AHM,
Marco.
man. Patchface on the beat. Thank you guys.
Shout
man.
out to everybody that
Just
was
trying to get my
dope.
flex
Shout out Dirty B.
Shout out Dirty B.
Everybody.
But it was a pleasure
you so
having you
much
guys.
again.
It was a great fucking
Appreciate it.
episode. Shout out to everyone who's supporting, man. We out.
One love.
Yeah.